you've just been diagnosed with osteopenia, osteoporosis, or you're thinking about bone health because osteopenia and osteoporosis runs in your family, you're thinking, what can I do? Is there anything I can do? And my answer is abso-freaking-lutely. So stay with me because we're going to cover not only some foods that you can start eating today. One's a little bit more for the adventurous ones of you out there, but we're going to cover some foods which are really, really, I guess, high investments on return. And when you eat them, they're going to give you they're going to give you all the things you need to help build your bones, because your bones are remodeling every single day. They've got bone breakdown and bone build-up. So that balance is happening every day. And when we were younger, there was more build-up. As we get older, there's naturally more breakdown. But the things that you eat, the exercises that you do can actually help mitigate that bone loss. So you're not the one that when you fall, you're going to break your bone. And that's what we really want to stop, is that risk of then if you fall, you're breaking your bone, because that's not a really great position to be in. So let's cover some foods. I'm pretty excited today. I'm Wally Herring. I've been a nutritionist for the last 2 decades. I really help put the pieces of nutrition and lifestyle medicine so that we can be preventing stuff that's coming for us, because things are coming for us, but we can do actions today that kind of decrease that risk and push it way further from us. So today we're talking about bone loss. We're talking about osteopenia, osteoporosis. It's pretty scary if you've just got a diagnosis and you don't really know what to do. You might have been just sent off with a calcium supplement. Just a word, if you're taking calcium carbonate, it's probably doing nothing for you. So we'll get into that a little bit later with some solutions with calcium. But food is really important, because if you think about it, what you eat is what you become. Everything that you see in your body has been made up from the foods that you've been eating. Food really matters. It provides the scaffolding. You can't build bones if you don't have the nutrients that are coming in. So we really need that scaffolding. We also need the nutrients that help lay the bone down. And sometimes those nutrients, you might be taking enough of them. However, it's the wrong timing because they're interacting with other stuff. So we're going to go through all of that today too. And they also want to avoid the bone leeches. Essentially break down your bone a little bit more. So we're going to go through the 6 foods. One's a little bit more adventurous for those of you out there. So let's go through all of these foods. The first one, the top of my list, you can get it at the supermarket today. It creates a really easy lunch, and that is sardines. Now, sardines, you might go, oh, but actually you can get some that are like in different flavors now, which actually really create a really nice taste for them. Sardines are just amazing for bone health. They've got not only the calcium, they've got protein, they've got vitamin D, and they also are really, really high in omega-3. So if you've got any inflammation going on in your body, this lunch is going to be really good for you, or dinner if you're going to have them for dinner. So I recommend sardines 2 to 3 times a week. How do you incorporate that in your diet? For me, it comes easy. A couple of lunches a week, I will just basically have grilled sardines on toast. So I'm gluten-free, so I have gluten-free toast, sardines on 2 slices of bread, bit of hard cheese grilled, and then I put some pickles on top, either pickled ginger or sauerkraut. Sauerkraut's amazing for your gut, and you're going to get that fermented food in there as well. Start there. Have a simple lunch like that. It doesn't cost much, and it's really easy. Those things, what I've just listed, the cheese, the bread, and the sardines are super easy to get from the supermarket. Another way is you can add it, fish cakes if you like that. Instead of using add tuna, add a can of sardines, and you can add sardines into salads, or you can even add sardines as a snack. So just having the tin of sardines and putting crackers in it, and that's a really good snack to increase your bone bank. Okay, so sardines are the top of my list. Number 2 is calcium set tofu. So when we're looking at tofu, tofu is made out of soybeans, really good for postmenopausal women and women of older age as well. Tofu adds a bit of diversity to your diet. But the calcium set one, so it's normally the extra firm tofu. So in the ingredients list, you're looking for E516 or 509. Now, normally I say stay away from the E's and stay away from all of those, but this one is actually providing the calcium and calcium set, which is going to increase your load of calcium, which is going to be really, really good. It also is good high in protein, and also it's quite good for your gut with the isoflavones and helping you in other ways. Now, pair it with vitamin C, so citrus or broccoli or something like that. If you do that in a salad or in a stir fry, that can be really good for you as well. So calcium set tofu is the second off my list. Third, we're looking at greens, but most people think they go to spinach. Now, spinach is really high in calcium. However, it's got this form of oxalate which basically blocks the blocks the calcium. So we want to go for the greens like the kale, and especially the black kale, it's kind of a different texture, and the bok choy. Those greens are going to be really high in calcium, but they're low in oxalates. So incorporate these into your diet, cut them up finely, add them to your frittatas. You could do a frittata with sardines and bok choy in it or kale in it. Oh, how they're great. That's a really good bone nourishing meal. Other times you can throw it through salads. It's super easy to get some greens into you like that, and you'll be upping your calcium, as well as it's going to be decreasing your inflammation because it's got a whole lot of anti-inflammatories in there. So again, in terms of being able to have the great environment to building that bone, this is why it's third on my list. Okay, fourth on my list, and it's high in calcium, but it's also really good for your gut, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a good gut health, you're not going to be absorbing as many nutrients as you could, absorbing that calcium and everything. So kefir is a fermented dairy. So if you are having yogurt in your diet, get a bottle of kefir. You can get them at most supermarkets now. Get the no sugar one, the natural one, and just swap out a little bit of yogurt for some kefir. Super easy to do. You're going to be feeding your gut with all the probiotics because it's got so many more probiotics in it than yogurt. But it's high in calcium and it's also high in protein. So you're getting that scaffolding, that bone building matrix, which is going to be right there so you can start building that bone and tipping that scale in your favour. Also with kefir is because it's fermented a lot of the times the K2, which K2 is a really important nutrient in bone building because it kind of directs calcium to go into the bone rather than stay in the arteries. So if you are taking a supplement, just make sure it's calcium and K2 as well. But there's K2 in kefir, so therefore the calcium in kefir will be directed towards your bones, which is going to be amazing for you. So, and we don't have many options with having K2 in our diet. So that's a really good option to get some of those bone building nutrients in. Number 5, and it's really just an all-round one, is protein. So collagen is the scaffolding of our bones. If we're undernourished and we're not eating enough protein, then you're probably going to be breaking your bone down. And as we get older, we get less efficient at kind of absorbing that protein. So we do need to have more protein as we get older. And this is going to help in so many other ways as well. It's not just great for bone health, but in terms of general health, it's going to be really good for you. So take stock of how much protein you're eating right now. Actually count it, understand protein. Maybe that's the first thing that you're going to do, is just see where you're starting. Now, for most women, I'd say they'd need up near around 100 grams of protein. So I bet, because I work with a lot of women, especially older women, and they go, I'm having a couple of eggs for breakfast, I'm fine. But you start counting their protein over the day, and it's literally, they've got like maybe 50 grams of protein. They've got half their needs. So the point is to understand where you're starting right now, understand where you need to go, and that gap, start filling it. So it might be one meal at a time, concentrating your breakfast, changing that up to a higher protein breakfast, because most people don't get protein in their breakfast. It's more of a high sugar or high carbohydrate breakfast, adding some protein in there. Once that's sorted and you're really enjoying your breakfast, go to the next. Maybe it's snacks. Maybe it's adding a can of sardines with some crackers in there. Start building up your protein, because that is going to be the scaffolding of your bones. And if you are undernourished, if you're not having enough protein, your bones can't be building. Another good way is adding collagen, but make sure the collagen powder has vitamin C in it. So that's just a quick tip for you on the collagen. Okay, my 6th food, and this is for the adventurous ladies out there, is natto. Now, natto is a fermented soybean, which is rife through Japan. You go to any 7-Eleven dairy down the road, and they've got tons of natto just sitting there. It's amazing. I lived in Japan for a while, and to have those little bottles of natto just to come back, so cheap and really good. So why I like natto is, one, it's a fermented food. So like I said with the kefir, you're going to get the K2 in there. So it's really high in K2. Really high in probiotics, so really good for your gut. Natto is also really a great source of protein. And it's just an all-round food, which I think if we had in our diets and you had a little bottle of natto every day, if I was going to change one thing, that would be the one thing you'd try to change your taste buds to, because it is an acquired taste. If you've never had it before, go grab some you normally can get it in organic food stores or Asian food stores, And how you normally have it, traditional way of having it is having a little bit of mustard and a little bit of soy sauce. So add it in, mix it up until it's like kind of quite stringy, and then have that. Enjoy that. It's a really, once you start getting used to the taste, it is really, really moreish. And just having a little bit every day can be amazing and will be amazing for your bones. And there's actually research that have studied the people who in Japan, postmenopausal women who eat the more natto, they have an inverse relationship, so meaning they decrease their fracture risks. So it is really good for your bones. Not widely kind of known and can be a little bit adventurous, but if you are adventurous, give it a go, train your taste buds, because even at 80, you can train your taste buds as well. So those are my top 6 foods. So to recap that, you've got sardines, really easy lunch. You've got calcium set tofu. You've got bok choy or kale. Got natto, kefir, and just making sure you're not undernourished with a protein as well. So those are 6 foods which you can start eating today, and every little bit will matter, because every little bit that you do and you're kind of swaying the balance to bone remodeling and laying down rather than taking out, you're not going to get the results within 1 month or 2 months, but I can guarantee you if you do this consistently over the next 12 months, go have another DEXA scan, your bone loss won't be the same trajectory as it has been before doing this. So all those changes matter. What about the foods that kind of take away from your bones? Now, it's pretty simple. The foods that take away your bones. First up, sugary drinks. Stay away from them. If you do have a sugary drink habit, you've got to start. You've got to stop. It's not doing any great for you, for your health, for anything. Save it for a weekend. Save it for 1 can on a Saturday night. But stop having it. It's not adding to your body in any way, shape or form. So that's number 1 off the list. The second one is you might need to check your alcohol intake. Now, don't shoot me for this, but alcohol is not great for your bones. So just create some boundaries around it. Maybe have it over the weekend. You've got 2 glasses over the weekend. You could choose when you have them. So if you're going out to dinner with friends on a Saturday night, have it on the Saturday night. If you've got a barbecue with family on the Friday night, have it on the Friday night. So just creating some boundaries around alcohol and sticking to that. Decrease the midweek alcohol. You don't need it, and it's not doing great for your sleep. It's not doing great for your health in any way, shape or form. So it's aiming to decrease that, or maybe eliminate it if you can, because it's a really good choice. But alcohol is no good for your bones. So another one is it's not so much what you're doing, but it's the timing of it. So if you're having a cereal that's really high brand, because you can get high brand cereals that have been kind of extra fortified. If you're having that and you're having your yogurt or your kefir with that, thinking I'm getting my calcium and I'm getting my in my breakfast, the high brand is competing for calcium and you're not getting as much calcium or absorbing as much calcium into your system. So it's kind of going straight through you. So have the high brand cereal, but don't have your high calcium foods with it. So have your calcium foods later on. If you want to change up your high brand cereal to something a little bit more natural, like a high protein granola or something, that's going to be really great for you as well. High protein granola, when I say that, I'm just talking about oats and seeds and nuts mixed with stiff egg white, roasted up, bit of cinnamon, bit of coconut oil, really good granola that you can have for your breakfast. So give that a go. If you've got to the end of this, it means that you're really serious about building your bones and taking your bones to the next level, the remodeling and the actions that you can take. And hopefully you can take away some of the things that I've said today. But if you want to go further, I do have a Nourish Your Bones guide. There's 4 guides plus some recipe book. It's a 5-day meal plan. It's really more in depth of what we talked about here in terms of the nutrients and the foods and what to avoid, and gives you a really step-by-step process. If you want those downloads, go into the link in the description and you'll see a Nourish Your Bones download. Go and have a look at those, because you download them once, you'll then get an email series, because it can be super overwhelming when you first start going, what do I need to change? Oh my gosh, there's so many things to do. But it's just a step by step. So understanding it all, which those are through the guides. And then I give you some emails over the course of a week, which will pull out the main bits. So for you to narrow your focus on, because change is it's just one step in the right direction. You don't have to jump and be there. It's just putting one foot in front of the other. And the first is learning about it, and the second is taking action. So go to the link in the description, Nourish Your Bones, download that, and you'll be well on your way to understanding the foods that you can start incorporating in your day, for then your results to be inevitable. So that's what's, I think, is the best thing with nutrition, is that you set yourself up and then your results are inevitable. You work on the understanding what you need to do, you take the actions,
Mm-hmm.
the results will become inevitable. So do that, download those that nourish your bones, but take care of your bones. And big ups to you for understanding that you can take some action, because that's really empowering to know that you're not on this path of just a decline with your bone density. You can start doing stuff, and it's just one action at a time. So good luck with that.